Hey everybody, going to show a few of the trades from today, January 17th, 2020. This is the first one, just a couple of minutes into the open of the session. A little short 12 tick scalp. I'm not going to show every single trade today because there's quite a few, but today was a good day because I had some variable targets. I actually had a 30 tick winner, a couple of 20 tick winners, and several 12 tick scalps. So I'm going to show a few. Didn't take another trade here till after 10 until the news came out. This was a pretty small scalp, and if I don't feel like I have a lot of room between my entry and where we're going to get one of these what I call resistance pockets or support pockets, I keep my targets pretty small. Okay, so that was a small winner, but and you can see price does bounce off of that. So by now I had lost back most of my ticks. I think I was down a little bit. Here's something that I saw a pattern here, and I knew if we broke down below this and we had this double top, there was a good chance we could at least get to this next area. And there was a nice little gap here. So I did a 30 tick target and a 30 tick stop. Wanted to give it some room. And this one didn't hit the target right away, but you can see it just kind of moves around quite a bit, but I held on to it. And in a trade like this with the 30 tick target and the 30 tick stop, I kind of do mostly a non-interference set and forget type of thing, unless I see something really makes me want to get out of it. And you can see this pulled back, paused, and I don't always have a lot of patience for these trades, but when I see a nice little gap area and see some momentum picking up, and I'm speeding this up so you can imagine this took quite a while. And there it's starting to pop down. So that was a nice full 30 tick trade. So I don't always these days do just 12 tick trades. Okay, here was a nice little scalp movement down, a little bit of a pullback, breaking through that, and that was a nice little 12 ticker. This trade to me looked like a nice little pullback, second wave. And this one was a 20 tick target. Now 11 o'clock is something I often call hot zone time. We often see some very strong momentum and often reversals, and they can be short-lived, but you do some. This was something that we definitely started seeing some momentum to the downside. We got here, it was kind of a double bottom, saw some real order flow picking up here, and this was one I had set for 20 ticks as well instead of the 10 tick scalp. It gets very close to the target. Saw some hesitation. I closed it out right before, and that's about as far as it got. So I had been up about this much earlier in the session, lost a couple, and now I was back. So I wanted to be very careful after this not to lose it back again. Okay, here was a trade. I also had a 20 tick target on this one. See, it misses it by one tick, starts bouncing up a little. settled for about, I'd say, almost. I didn't quite get the 20 there. By now, I had already, this move had happened quite a bit, so I went for a smaller target, not knowing how far this would go. So this was for a 12 ticks. And that was it. That was the end of the session for me. And again, pretty good day. Lots of being up, then losing the ticks back, then coming back. But what I liked about my trading today is that I was able to have different targets, and I was able to judge between the gap areas, the type of order flow I was seeing, to have 30 tick targets, 20 tick targets, and 12. So I thought that was a good, nice little mix. All right, that's it.